Hey everyone,
Hi.
I'm Alicia,
And I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun in Martha's Vineyard, a Summer House Martha's Vineyard podcast.
The last time you have to say
The
that
finale.
for a year.
Okay, we did the finale. The season was great. We get a season 2. Exciting.
Yes. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Okay, before we get into it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders, which I told my friends about One Season Wonders, you guys. So now we have fans for that if we ever get back to it. So that might be our one true podcast.
One day.
Not
Slowly but
yet.
surely, we're chipping away. Listen, I need Summer House to actually stop coming out with more shows because that's what's hindering our
If
love
they
of
could
One
actually
Season
just
Wonders.
switch fully to this, I would watch at least 6 seasons of this show.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's
I'm in
sunset OG, keep this
Do
up.
this.
Maybe one more season of Winter House.
We'll see. So, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Vanderpasta. It's time after we record. I'm gonna look up tweets.
I immediately thought of you and wanted to
Okay.
start Googling about these people mid-episode, and then I was like, we're at the finale, Meredith. Don't spoil it for yourself.
Yeah, I want to do it.
And do it afterwards.
I want to do a post-recording because I still want our thoughts to be free and fun and spoiler-free, and then I'll post.
As soon as we log off
this is exciting.
I'm going ham.
I know, I don't know what's happened with any of them. Okay, well, I do, and I'll get into it at the end. But
Okay.
Check us out on Patreon at Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah join, and we talk about whatever the hell we want. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. It was on the Patreon first. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and we watch old seasons of shows, such as Old Summer House or Old Vanderpump, we'll do an after show where we will talk about Bravo News because we try to do this spoiler free, as we just talked about. And also, we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Brittany, Chris, Darby, Dee, Dustin, Gabriella, Aisha, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Lauren, Rebecca, Sarah, Cameron, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Emily, Gina, Jennifer H, Jennifer T, Leanne, Robin, Sarah, Taylor, and Tiffany. Woo!
Yay!
That wasn't bad. But thank you guys for another fucking show with us on the Patreon.
I know. I know it's hard during not live seasons, but we always appreciate the support.
We'll put out content, whether it's a live season or not.
Hell yeah.
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live seasons, I'll post and you give us your thoughts, questions, opinions, concerns. I did post today once I finished watching to get everyone's thoughts. And also we'll pick a patron of the episode. So I'm going to pick the 3 people that commented on my post because that's what I'm doing this season because I didn't keep track of anything. So we got Tierney, we got Lauren, and we got Kirsten.
Yay!
Part of our world. Thank you so much, you guys, for giving us your thoughts on season 1. I am excited to read them at the end of the episode. Okay, should we get into it?
Yes.
Okay, so previously this season on Martha's Vineyard, we did what the ancestors would have wanted. Summer and Alex have some chemistry. Nick was in the DMs of all the women, but we find out he has a girlfriend for at least a year. Amir was feeling Jordan, but then people were sexualizing Jordan, and that made her upset. Shanice got butt-ass naked in a hot tub with Simon, which pissed off Bria, but Preston thinks Bria might be the problem. And then Jasmine's a stay-at-home wife, and it's her responsibility, or it's her whole personality and her responsibility to take care of her husband, Silas, but he is an ass, and he gets mad when she makes a mistake. And we have to circle back to it. And now they're not talking, and Jasmine is exhausted. Did I miss anything?
No, that was miserable.
Great. So we got a theme song, so I guess it's only the premiere and finale.
I thought I was going crazy. I was like, did they play this the rest of the episodes? And I literally skipped past it because I watched this on Peacock.
They've only done it, the premiere and the finale. So how was I supposed to learn this song?
Yes, I loved the little video montage.
I've never skipped the Vanderpump what's it called, opening intro song in 10 seasons. Okay, I
I
would
look
have
at it every
listened.
time. It makes
I
me
would have
so
listened to this.
happy.
So I would have done this. I wanted to learn the fucking song. Anyway, so Bravo also doesn't put the day or the time until like the second half of the episode. So I have no idea what's happening. But Alex and Nick are getting ready for tonight because tonight is going to be major. That's what they say. We
Mm-hmm.
find out nothing else. Jasmine made Preston some food and he thanks her, probably unlike Silas. It's the last few days. It's awkward in the kitchen when Silas and Jasmine are present, and Amir, once Jasmine leaves to go call her grandma, I think, or she just leaves, whatever. Amir asks Silas, "Are you guys good?" And Silas is like, "We're just out of our routine. Thank you for asking, though. Fuck you."
When their couple problems become like a house problem, too much.
It's the worst. So, Jasmine basically tells us that she's frustrated and melancholy. And her mom and dad were never married. So Jasmine based what a family was off the Cosby Show. Meredith, have you seen the Cosby Show, or is that another show you haven't watched?
Not really, but I mean, I know what the Cosby Show is.
The Huxtables and horrible, horrible Bill Cosby, who is denounced by us now.
Which, like, that makes me sad that, like,
That was
I
her
mean,
view on a family.
yeah, like, she had to, like, take it from a show, but still, like, not every family is, like, perfect, and I think we're slowly realizing there's no, like, cookie cutter family. And I don't want her to have this idea of, like, being a wife and a stay at home mom means she's part of a perfect family because I hope I think she's slowly realizing, like, that's not perfect either.
Yeah, and I think she wants to be because how TV shows portray families, at least like back in the 90s and the 80s, it was like the
Mm-hmm.
mom, the dad, and it was like perfect, and we rarely
Yeah.
fought, and like mom was cooking dinner and dad was going to work and all of that.
Yeah.
And so that's really what she based it off of, and it was true in the Cosby Show. The wife, Claire, was able to have like a life. She had friends, she like did other things, and she was very
Mm-hmm.
strong and independent because the joke was Bill Cosby is he's just a man, so like the woman tells him what to do. Where in
Yeah.
this situation, Silas has gone the other way of how horrible a man can be and tells women what to do. So Jasmine's really struggling with being married. Silas goes on in the kitchen to talk about how his last meal was at 8 a.m., which is not part of the routine, and Jasmine needs to get back on the routine. And Amir is basically like, this is a grown ass man. If he wants to have dinner
Yes.
or if he wants to have breakfast at 7:30, he can get himself to the kitchen at a different
I
time.
think I think Amir discussing this really hit the nail on the head for me of I don't have a problem with a stay-at-home mom or like Jasmine's role cooking for Silas. Like I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with that. It's Silas being like a little
Expecting it.
baby about shit, being mean, expecting things a certain way, having no grace for if like she's doing something, especially with them being kind of on vacation. And him being he cannot do anything for himself. That
Yeah.
really upsets me.
Yeah, it's like if she's not doing it, it won't get done. And then I'm
Yeah, he'll
angry because it didn't
starve.
get done. Yeah.
He acts like it's
Um
life or death every single situation that she quote unquote drops the ball on, and
the
it's
other thing is
not.
like he still got breakfast. It was just later. Like
I,
it blows my mind that he doesn't seem to see the disconnect of like what we're seeing and what he
yeah,
thinks.
I
But
truly wonder what he thought watching this.
yeah, I want him to like reflect.
I want a
So
reunion so
I
bad.
want it so
I need
bad.
them to address it first thing season 2 episode 1.
Immediately.
Mhm.
So yeah, he just acknowledges, or he says he just wants his issues acknowledged. And so then he tells us that the real issue is his personality is that he plans for things and he executes them. Whereas Jasmine is more fluid with things. And like he can't have that. Because if he
I
says
get this a little
what?
bit. I am so type A. Like me and my sister need things to go. Like we need to know the plan. We need to stick to the plan. Like we have a really hard time if things are not going to according to plan. So I understand having your like feathers in a bunch when things aren't going right or you come downstairs and you expected to have lunch. Like I understand an initial reaction of being upset. But just make a fucking grilled cheese then and move on with your day.
That's the thing is I think in certain things, right? Like if a vacation goes wrong, it's like, oh no, like that really has impacted me and my life. But
Mm-hmm.
if you count on breakfast every day at 7:30 a.m., and the person bring you breakfast brings it at 8 a.m. instead, you should adapt and say, I want it at 7:30, so I'm going to go down to the kitchen
Yeah.
and do it. But it's like his exact routine cannot like readapt to like
And he's not
fix
willing to
things.
have the conversation with her about being
No.
like,
It's like she
hey,
should know.
yes, I feel like they haven't even communicated that of what the routine actually is he expects things and she should just do it and there should be no communication about it.
Yeah, he's the woe. So
Yes.
Nick and Alex are planning for their event. Alex is very nervous because he's going to perform with his brother and everything has to go right. So we rally up for the African American Heritage Trail. Alex isn't going to go because he needs to get ready for tonight, and he has a surprise for Nick, and he needs to make sure it's right. And I literally wrote probably his girlfriend.
I immediately knew girlfriend's coming.
Right. So we go to Oak Bluffs for the African American Heritage Trail.
Wait, really quick with this group, is Silas in the group or not?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't particularly look out for him, but after the fact, I was like, was Silas there?
He was at the front with Jasmine because I was like, did they crush their issues or are they just the happy married couple for the house?
That's actually probably what drives everybody more insane.
Yes.
They're pretending they're fine rather than just actually working.
We know you're not. Yeah, like
we can. If we can hear you having sex, we can hear you arguing.
I forgot we're single, so we can't see marriage issues.
Oh, we don't know anything
married.
about that.
We're not married.
Nope.
We would know. Yeah,
we don't know conflict.
It's like a literal shield to us. Like we have no idea.
Blessed is our life. It's so easy breezy.
Yeah. So we meet Christy, who is actually from Martha's Vineyard and like many of her generations before her and after her. So we learned a ton of stuff. It's not our responsibility to teach you, but some of the things I learned was Oak Bluff was the first place African Americans were allowed to own property. Fun
interesting.
Fact.
Yeah.
I learned that Baptist Temple Park had a temple and it was torn down when the land was purchased by white people. The worst, the votes.
Classic
as they don't know Fresh Prince of Bel-Air either. Horrible, Meredith.
Sorry.
We learned that Diana Ross and Gene Simmons were together. That's more at my speed because I love pop culture. And no one had ever heard of the book The Wedding, which was written by Dorothy West, who also was on Martha's Vineyard.
I looked this up, and it actually looks like a really interesting book, so I put it on my list for the library. I went and got a library card recently, so.
Oh my god! I love books.
So yeah, I'm really actually excited to read this book.
This is great. So then we do a group hug. And so now we still don't know the time and the date, but we go back to the house and things are starting to come together. Silas, he's looking for his wife, but she had to go run an errand. I was like, probably just escaping his horrible, horrible, horrible self.
I literally thought he was gonna like explode whenever he finds out she's not in the house and he doesn't know. And I was like, this would be so suffocating to me.
I want to tell you, this is me jokingly to my mom. When I see her location is not home, I literally call and just go, where are you? And she's always like, you're ridiculous. But I'm doing it as her daughter. This is insane that he's like, where is she? Then he calls and he's like, hey, where are you? Also, where's the iron? And she's like, is it in the place? And he goes, oh, I found it.
Oh, I see it. Well, first, whenever, was it like, I forget, I think Amir's the one who told him Jasmine was gone. Yeah. Amir says Jasmine's gone, but don't worry, she made you this lunch. I'm just finishing it up.
Oh, that's the other thing. Yes. So Silas has lunch even, but
we have to clarify that Jasmine made it because if he thought Amir would make it, we all know that'd be a problem.
That's gay food. Men don't serve men's food.
Yes, the way he tells
horrible.
And you thought Amir could serve me? Men don't serve men.
That's
food.
You know he's homophobic immediately, and he's like, "That's gay."
We took this like Jasmine's a servant of his to a whole nother level this episode. I was able to like pass things off and be like, you know what, you guys decide what your relationship looks like and who has what roles. But now it is like so insane.
He's not only a misogynist, like openly, he like is a little like homophobic within himself.
Yes.
Like it was insane. So anyway, so he eats lunch, but he's still mad because we can't find the iron, even though it's right in front of his fucking face. And she's literally like, okay, well, I'll steam your suit when I get home. Bye. And so she comes back and Silas is immediately like, I'm confused why you left when I have to get ready. And I was like, this man is so like, I'm telling you now, if I'm in a room with this man and he goes, "Why did you leave? Because I need to get ready." I would literally
I
look
would
at him
throw
and go,
hands.
immediately, explain to me who needs to be around when you get ready. Who's required? If we can only pick one, it's you. How many hands are required for you to get married or for you to get ready?
Yeah.
Oh, just two? What do I need to name one thing that's required for me to be here for you to get ready? No one.
Or like that
Name one.
truly stops you from getting ready.
Yeah, one thing
If she
required.
had his suit, I
Fine.
understand this response.
Fine, great.
I understand this.
Great, but is your suit here? Are you here? Are you able to
Yes.
get ready? Are you an able-bodied person that is able
Yep.
to get ready on their own?
And
Oh
then
my god.
she's telling
Oh
him
my
like,
god.
well, I set my schedule up for success, so I would be able to come home
She said
and
that.
steam this.
She literally says, "I'm confused why
Yeah.
you need me to get ready." And she goes, "Also, you've been fed. Like, what is the issue? I made sure you had your meal and you had everything to get ready." And Silas says this is where he's so upset that Amir handed him the food instead
Yep.
of Jasmine because men don't bring each other food. That is a
I
direct quote.
I'm like, you can't, it is down to the littlest things. Like, okay, she made food, it's in a skillet, and you can't even put it in a plate yourself. No.
The misogyny of being like a man should not serve me food, it should be my wife, but then to also be like, he's thinking it's gay if a man serves me food. I can't.
Like, that's your job. That's your place.
Insane that you think this man should. This
It
man is
truly blew my
triumphs
mind.
you. Yeah, this man triumphs the women. So I wonder, would he be mad if another woman served him food? Like if Jordan was like, "Here's your food."
If Bria was sitting there and like poured it in the plate, probably not.
But would he also be like, "But that's my wife's job"?
Yes. He would still basically say she dropped the ball.
I like actually like, what would he say? Bria doesn't serve other men food. Like what the fucking?
I think he would be like, that's not Bria's job, that's yours.
That like I am at a loss for words.
It really hurts me to watch this.
I hope Jordan, because Jordan seems like the one to beef with him the most. I hope she saw this and fucking threw hands at this man.
I think Jasmine seems like the type that is truly a strong, independent woman on her own when she was living on her own. Like she freaking was homeless with Mariah for a while. Like they can handle their life.
She can live, yeah.
I wonder what that internal struggle is for her in these moments of how did I get myself into this situation?
But also she's still, I love this man so much, but he's so horrible.
Because I don't think she has a problem with being the stay-at-home wife who cooks and does all that stuff. I think it's the way he's going about it.
Yes, I agree. This is insane. So Silas basically is just like, also, you weren't here to press my suit. And Jasmine's like, so what's your issue? It's because it's done. Like, I'm just sitting here basically.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get up and press your suit, or do you want to argue with me?
Yeah.
And he's basically like, I don't need any more assistance from you. And she's like, oh, okay. Now he doesn't need help. 10 minutes ago, she's like, great. I fucking hate it here. So she's basically like, this is a vacation. Okay. Yes. I'm not on the routine. I know that. And Silas now ignores her. And she's like, great. I'm gone. Goodbye. Leaving.
Can you imagine if like, this is their vacation. I get it. He's not really on vacation. So some things should be upheld. Like, okay, making all the meals, whatever. But like time frame might be a little off. He's not gracious or understanding about the world we're living in for these 2 weeks. I wonder what he's like when they're at home.
This is insane. What if she's out of milk and she has to run to get milk, so dinner's running a little behind? Is he fucking freaking out then?
I can't imagine. Did
we even know where she went? Where'd she go?
It terrifies me to end up in a situation like this. But how do you not see this happening slowly?
This man, can you imagine?
How do you make sure you see the signs? I don't want to be in a relationship like this.
There's no way he hid his true colors before they got married.
But what if you don't live together? Like, you're not responsible for his meals until you're married.
How do you not just, I mean, I'm not
this
playing
is a fear. This is
insane.
I'm literally
This is
nervous.
why I discuss, hi, I will never be a stay-at-home mother. I can't do that. I don't even know if I want to have kids.
I tell a lot of guys it's important for me to be smarter than them. Because I just feel like that already sets the tone of like, I'm not
It
fucking around for
is.
shit. I don't want you to be dumb. I want you to be someone equally smart, but I want it to be a competition in a sense. Like,
I need you to
you
know
see my
that
intelligence.
I need you to know I'm going to live my own life. And if you're not okay with that, I need to not date you. This
Moments
is
like this
insane.
are pushing me more and more to being happily single the rest of my life, and I
Like,
can't wait for us to buy a
my
duplex together.
yes, my opening line is I can't cook. So right there, do not expect
I don't
that
mind
from me.
cooking. I don't mind cooking. So
What did
but then the expectation comes.
what did America Ferrero say? You have to baby them, but you can't be their mothers. Like that's
Yes.
this. And I'm like,
That
because if she's
Alicia, I literally saw Barbie last night, and so then to
that was
watch
this.
this, I've
That's
just been
this.
having a massive moment for
Anyway,
myself.
let's move on before I
Yes,
kill Silas with my
please.
mind. Okay, so Jason's cousin is gonna come. I thought this would be
Hmm.
more of a storyline. It's not, so we don't even have to count
I
on
know
any
they
guests.
weirdly are like greeting different members, and I'm like, okay, who's this? And then I slowly realized none of these people matter.
None of it mattered. They weren't even like in the dance scenes that we got.
No.
It was super weird. These people do not exist. They fled immediately. Okay, Jasmine and Jordan, they talk. Jasmine's like, oh my fucking God, Silas is still goddamn arguing with me. And Jordan, like, at least brings some, I thought, comedy and like light to it. She like has
Hmm.
Jasmine laughing a little. And Jasmine lets Jordan kind of see the breakdown of like how their marriage kind of works and like the duties and the
Yeah.
relationship, which Jordan hasn't been let in on. And also Jordan kind of asked questions where she's like, well, do you think it's Silas cannot move on? He has to discuss, and you're ready to just like move on because it's not a big deal to you. And so they kind of discuss the dynamic, and
Which
Jordan
that gave
just,
me a good perspective
yeah,
of like Silas saying, I'm not over this. Isn't that I took less as a demand now of being like, okay, he
yes.
does want to talk about things and that's okay, but the other stuff still stands.
Yeah, I think that's it is like, yes, this one issue of him being like, let's circle back when Jasmine's like, I
Mm-hmm.
have forgotten what we're talking about. That makes sense in
Mm-hmm.
like the way they think about things. But Jordan is really happy that Jasmine has come to her and put down this like perfect like
Wife
facade.
persona, yeah.
Yeah, and more of like an there's issues happening.
Do
And
you
yeah,
think that like next season, any of these girls, mostly Jordan, because she's now seeing some of this, um, can
nobody
say and comment on this marriage? Like, I feel like you
here's
can't comment on
listen.
marriages.
Listen, I am that defensive friend that has pushed away one too many friends for being like, your man sucks.
Yeah.
I would know. I think Jordan in this case knows, right? She knows Silas is a piece of shit. That
Mm-hmm.
being said, she can't comment yet. But I think once she sees, because you never, that's always the thing with your friends is like, it's like you don't see behind closed doors. You don't actually
Yeah.
know. They're going to see behind closed doors. And I don't think they'll say, like, you need to break up with him. But I think they're wary of him. Where if he
Yeah.
for 1 second raises his voice, they're going to be like, no, no.
It just I have also had situations where you're like honest about people's partners and it doesn't go well. It never works out. You're always cut out
No.
of their
You
life.
even need to be careful when your friend breaks up with a dude talking shit because you have to be like, what if they get back together?
They'll come right back
Yes.
around.
But
Yes.
once you see the behind the closed doors, I think it's safe to be like, yo, I saw this and I
Yeah.
don't like how he treated you. I'm wary about him. Like, I love you, and if you love him, he's accepted, but I have a guard up because I'm going to protect you. And I would go into this being like, I'm aware of what's happening, and if you need to come to me, I'm a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see it, I'm not going to hold my tongue. You kind of warn
That's
them. You're like,
that's a
I
good way to
hope I
put it.
did. Yeah, it's like I love you and I'm here to protect you from this because I think you don't deserve that. Don't say like you
Yeah.
deserve better and fuck him. You're just like,
It like sets the tone of like I won't take this behavior. If I see it
mm,
in front of me, I will confront it. But like
yes.
I love you and you can do your own
You
life
can
as you
fight
see
your own
fit.
battles, but sometimes you're like, I'm gonna step
But
in.
if I'm
Not
in
because
that
I don't
battle,
believe, yeah, not if I don't because I believe in you or I don't believe in you. It's because you shouldn't have to deal with this, and
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tap you out, and I'll take it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck this dude.
Man.
Oh my god, I would fuck him up so hard. Anyway, okay, so I just hope Jasmine has a good like night. I need to mention that after she talks to Jordan, I'm like, I hope she gets drunk and has the best night ever.
I
Anyway,
don't want her to get drunk though, because then I think Silas is gonna say more shit. It's like I want her to lay low.
he's gonna say shit no matter what. At this point, I
True.
hope she has a good ass time with her girls. And if she's no matter what, she has to sleep next to this man and she's gonna deal with something. Be drunk while
That's
you
what I
deal
hate
with
is
it.
I'm like, all right, just waiting for the next thing.
Be drunk while you deal with it. It'll be funnier, you know? So Alex's brother Al is here. Horrible, these two.
Still hate the names.
I know when Alex says when he was a kid, he was really shy, so he found his voice in Al. And I'm like, because they're the
I
same.
can't imagine having my
have the
sibling
same name.
like do everything for me. Be like, can you order me a
actually
6-piece chicken nuggets at McDonald's?
I wasn't gonna bring this up.
I'm just, it's not my personality. That's why I
get
can't
it.
imagine it.
I actually was this to one of my friends and I didn't know it. So
Really?
just a quick story. My friend growing up had selective mutism where she chose not to speak in for situations she was not comfortable with. Like
Yeah.
it gave her so much anxiety she would totally not say anything. And I didn't know.
Wow.
And
How old were you?
We met when we were 5.
Okay.
So I didn't know. I'm loud and I just kind of say shit. And so her mom actually, and again, I didn't know, requested that we be put in like the same classes or the same like dance classes and sports teams because she would say like Alicia's, helps her speak and find her voice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, I'd say things like, we're not hungry, so she wouldn't have to. But I would ask her, I would always be like, are you hungry? And she'd be like, no. Because I knew she didn't like
she would talk to you and not to
me. She'd be like, I'm not hungry. So I'd be like, we're not hungry. Or like, I knew she wasn't comfortable in big groups. So a lot of the times I'd be like, I'm thirsty. Are you thirsty? So she could only give a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that it was happening until I was literally like 18. And my mom's like, no, you're really good. Because another situation came up with a guy in my grade who had autism and he didn't like being in, like, I understood that more because of my brother. So I knew immediately that I wanted to include him, but he wasn't comfortable. So I'd ask him yes or no questions. And like, I'd sit with him and just talk in front of him and be like, right. And me and my friend were really good at that. And she's like, you did the same thing with this girl. And I was like, oh my God, I'm amazing. No, so sometimes you don't know. Because she would sometimes be like, I need to go to the bathroom. So I'd be like, we need to go to the bathroom. And I'd
especially
be like,
the loud person, because the person
I'm
someone who takes up so much space that I wouldn't even notice it.
All your siblings though would probably, because mine would be like, if I'm like, to me and my sister, if I had said anything like, we're gonna go to the bathroom, my sister would be like, I'm gonna hold it, even if she had to go to the bathroom just to spite me.
Yes, that is how me and my sister are. It's like, I don't want to be anywhere near it. Yeah,
you would have to be the mouth, but it happened. So Alex was one of those kids that was shy.
That's true.
Okay, so music starts. Nick is working. Alex starts jamming. He's given up all responsibilities. Nick says he really wishes his girl could have come, and Alex is like, yeah, but she's with you. And Nick goes, yeah, in here. And I was like, fuck this.
I feel like
in your heart,
a producer had to go up to Nick and be like, oh, don't you miss your girlfriend? Like, tee this up.
It's like, I do miss her.
Stop.
And Alex is like, she's with you in your heart. It's like, she's coming.
Weird.
It was weird. It was weird. Fine. Nick set it up with like, I miss my girlfriend, but the fact that Alex, instead of being like, she probably misses you too, or you'll see her soon, it was like, she's with you.
Like, I know it's been a hard month without, or like a few weeks without her, but you'll be in New York soon.
It was what Alex did. She's here. So, great. Nick and Alex do a speech. Welcome to Luxe on the Bluffs. It's a Martha's Vineyard serenade. Nick talks about how style is super important to him. As his mom always said, if you walk out of my house looking any type of way, people will treat you any type of way.
I love this.
That was great because people do treat me a type of way and I do dress a type of way.
I've been thinking I need to get out of my I'm in college, wear large shorts out of the house.
That was COVID. It wasn't college, it was COVID that redid that to us.
I semi-agree, but the problem is I need to start my day looking a little better, even if I work from home. Like, I need to have an attention like athleisure can be fine, but it's like I need to just elevate it a little bit more.
We say this as I look like trash and you look kind of cute. So
I bought this really cute pullover sweatshirt and I have a workout dress on. I'm trying to be a little bit better than just extra large t-shirts and really baggy shorts. I'm trying.
I won't be doing that. So opposites attract. Anyway, we cheers to Martha. We got great music. Then we have an undisclosed car pull up as an undisclosed woman gets out, and I'm like, oh my god,
The
who could it
dramatic car
be?
pull-ups, bravo. Like, we get it.
But like sometimes you're really like, who could it be? Or it's a villain you know is coming, and you're like, oh my god,
Yes.
this was literally like a person we don't know, but we know who it is.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's stupid. Like a villain, we get like a heel coming out of the car.
I
Like we
get
got
it. I
nothing.
get it.
We just got a car pulling up in like the back of somebody, and we're like,
It was not great.
okay.
It was not the dramatic entrance you might have thought it was,
No, because
Bravo,
honestly, to
but
set this up correctly, like Nick would have needed to like FaceTime her. We needed those shots similar to how we got Simon.
it wasn't it.
Mm.
Anyway, we have Tasha or Tasha.
Woo!
Fuck, I don't know.
Tasha.
It wasn't Tasha. It wasn't said enough for me to care, but we got Tasha. It's Nick's
Tasha,
girlfriend.
dang it! Now I'm thinking it's Tasha.
No, I think it's Tasha. Anyway, she came back from America and came all the way, or she came
From
back
Africa.
to America from Africa to surprise Nick. So cute. I actually really liked her. I thought she was a good addition.
I am actually annoyed that we didn't get her this whole season. She seems
she was
pretty
great.
cool.
The house is super skeptical at first because, you know, Nick DMs all the women. So,
Well, it's
anyway.
also awkward when you know something is like
Yeah.
in this group of information and
Yeah.
people have kind of been shit talking a significant other, and that person comes in.
And it's on video. Like, we're going to see this.
I was
so
awkward.
old. The fact that I just said it's on video. It's recorded.
Especially when it's like a girl. Like, I always want, like, if I have a guy friend whose
Yes.
girlfriend comes into our, like, my friend group,
I want
her
you
to
to
feel
feel safe.
comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you suck, like, I don't really care anymore. But when I
If
first
you're
meet
rude
you,
to me, yeah,
I'm trying here. So
Yeah.
to know there's this, like, cloud looming that you don't know about is so awkward.
It's awkward. So Luxe on the Bluff continues. Fun, singing, dancing. Alex performs his song that he wrote with his brother, and Summer cries. Everyone's really proud of Alex. This song was like mediocre at best, in my opinion.
Again, I feel like the situation's just like awkward. Like we see a few clips of like a few different like musical things, and then it just like Al and Alex get up there, and I thought it was gonna be a way bigger deal. Plus, I thought it was gonna be like louder and more music, like a real full scale production
it was like
here.
that. Also, I think it really hit it. I think it would have been one of those things where if you were there and you were emotional, you would have cried like Summer.
I bet it was. I bet it's 20 times better in person.
Because
it's just awkward having it on tape.
No, I think this is the mother effect too, where it's like you're proud of someone doing something, but we don't know Alex, so I don't care if he's doing this. Honestly, at this point. It's like either I have to know you personally and know this is your dream and care about it with you, or I need to have invested at least 7 seasons of TV into this.
Good,
to be proud of you.
Yeah,
I truly don't care at this point.
Like Sheena doing her songs over on Vanderpump, like it. We needed some time to like root for her.
Now I'm proud of her doing that. I didn't care at the time.
Yes, it was awkward. Absolutely. You're just sitting there watching it alone on your couch, being like secondhand embarrassment.
I hated this. Anyway, so it was secondhand embarrassment. I was just
it's
like,
you're just nice. You feel weird as the viewer.
Yeah, it's the Taylor Swift nice. And you're just like nice. That's what it was. So Amir tells Summer that he had really like bad ideas of who she was when she first
I never understand why people do this.
They only dropped this because of what happened later, where he's like, I thought you were in everyone's business, and now I think you're curious. And I was like, no, Curious George is not here. This is
who was it that said like curious is just a nice way to say nosy? Was that Silas?
Someone was, then I'm curious too. No, I'm fucking nosy, bitch. I want to know.
Oh, man.
Okay, so, but she gets it. She's not offended. But I do also love when people are like, when I first met you, I thought you were a fucking
bitch.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now we're friends, and you're like, ouch, why would you say that about me?
It's like, what changed?
Great. So Bria and Preston cheers to have growing over the summer. Tasia and Nick talk about their relationship and how she fell in love with what's in Nick's heart. So I guess she really is in his heart.
That's funny because everybody again is sitting around being like, yeah, really, Bob, like we know stuff that you don't know. But I'm happy you love his heart.
Yeah. His heart's great. His brain, trash.
His hearts are literally being sent in Instagram DMs.
through his brain or his penis. So pick one you don't like. Okay, so we toast to a great night. Cheers to black excellence. Silas says he's gonna be nice again because he doesn't want to sleep on the couch. He says this to Jasmine.
I
And
want
they're
to
like,
punch.
has he
This
ever
tells me
slept on the
you don't
couch?
have a leg to stand on in your argument. If you're like, I'm gonna be nice now because like
Yeah. Also, he confirms he's never slept on the couch before.
I wanted a follow-up question of has Jasmine. Is that because Jasmine sleeps on the couch or in another
My
room?
other thing is like, is that just because though, like the man shouldn't sleep on the couch, and so you and Jasmine just sleep next to each other because that's your routine and what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, like if
and
you're
your
in a
thought of
fight.
marriage. Listen, my dad always sleeps on the couch, and he's not in trouble. He just finds the couch more comfortable.
My dad
sometimes.
falls asleep on the couch sometimes while we're watching TV.
That's all I thought about, and I know that doesn't relate to this. I was literally just like, sometimes men just need to sleep on the couch.
Yeah. These are the reunion questions I need asked, though. Like, you never slept on the couch. I've even slept on my own couch, and I have a 1-bedroom apartment.
I'm just going to say, I may know nothing of marriage, but my parents have been married for a good amount of years, and so have yours, and we see men sleep on the couch, so I think that's a healthy marriage, baby.
Healthy.
Take a night on that couch.
Now we have guest bedrooms, so my dad gets a bedroom.
Yeah, so Simon's jazzed. He's having the best night of his life. He jumps in the pool fully clothed. It was not the vibe, but I loved it.
But this gave me Summer House vibes. I was like, this is what OG Summer House, every year, the last episode, they jump in, and I was like, this is funny that this is happening.
But also, it gave me just good vibes that he did it, and everyone was so awkward watching him.
Loved it even more, because
that was...
It's similar to how Simon like said that joke, and it's like the joke didn't land. It's like he can't, I feel like, feel their embarrassment or like weirded outness.
The vibe is missed.
And everybody's like, oh, his watch is still on.
But also Preston's like, can he swim? And Bria's like, yeah. It was hilarious.
I loved this.
So Bria now is like, where is Simon? But he went upstairs to change because he's fucking drenched.
Come on.
Yeah. But so she walks in the house to go look for him, but she finds Tayshia. And so she's like, hey, can I talk to you? And so Bria's like, oh my God, I wish I was in Africa with you because this house is a rehab. And Tayshia's like,
you're drinking.
And she goes, emotional rehab. And I was like, what?
Why wasn't that in the like preview of this season? Because that clip, funny. I guess they didn't want us to show us Tayshia, but that was a hilarious bit.
That was hilarious. So Bria said she learns a lot about herself and how not to be aggressive in certain situations. And she's like, also though, how do you feel about Nick coming in the house? And Tayshia's just like, that's what he wanted to do, so he did it. And I was like, what a healthy ass relationship.
I was like, Tayshia's not taking bait here to be like, what do you mean?
I love too that she wasn't like, so I stayed home. She's like, so I went to Africa. And I was like, more dope, honestly.
She's like, I went on a girls trip to Africa. Nick came here to this crazy ass house.
And so Bria's like, oh, we actually didn't know you were together with Nick till the second week.
Who does this?
Though I like Bria bringing it up, but the way she brings it up,
horrible.
Like I wish she had been like, oh, like that's awesome that you guys did that. I love that you and Nick have been dating for a while. But it was weird. He like didn't mention you. He didn't mention you really. So like we weren't sure if he had a girlfriend or not.
Yes.
Instead of being like, he actually didn't fucking talk about you.
I feel like Bria is trying to like get Tayshia to react in a few different ways. Like first she did it with the, oh, how'd you feel about him coming into the house for 2 weeks without you? And then now it's like, oh, well, we just didn't know about you at all.
I think her intentions are good. I think she knows she's on a
I think this is Bria being Bria, though. And this is why she has so much conflict in her life. It's the way she approaches things.
Yeah. So then we get the timestamp of it being day 14 out of 15 at 9:32 p.m.
Thanks,
finally,
Bravo.
Thank you. Okay, so Bria, we just open up with Bria being like, we didn't know you were together. And Nick is like in the kitchen.
And he comes and is like listening to this conversation.
But then he leaves and he's like, I'm only nervous because it's Bria and Tayshia didn't come for this shit. So Bria then inside is like, so he actually DM'd me and like Shanice and Jordan and called us wives and stuff. And I would just like to know like what do you think? Because if that was my man, we would be over. And Tasia's basically just like, Nick is very forthcoming. He's never given me a reason to like think differently about his intentions or given me any doubt. So
Mm-hmm.
like that's just I'm gonna believe in my relationship, which I think is very commendable. Listen, if my man is doing this, please come let me know. But if you approach it like Bria did, I'm gonna get defensive of my relationship because you seem like you're coming from a bad
I
moment.
agree. And like Tayshia looks so calm and
Yeah.
normal that it's like, oh, this makes me feel like this Nick thing isn't a problem. It makes it look like
Yes.
Bria is being a little like
Psycho.
crazy girl on the side. Not that
Listen,
Nick is insane.
here's the thing. You come into a situation where you don't know anyone else but your partner, you're going to believe them. And I respect that because if someone
Yeah.
came to me and said, "Your dude's cheating," I would be like, "Can you send me the proof?" And I'm going to go talk to my person. And if you don't have proof
Especially
of
when it's
it,
being
like
recorded though. Like
yeah, you're going to be
I think
like,
Tasha's very conscious of these
"Thank you
cameras
for
being like, I'm
letting
not going
me
to blow
know."
up here.
That's my guy. Like, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
believe him. Also, a DM fucking it doesn't sit well with me, but maybe Tasha's fine with it, whatever. I appreciated this. The correct way though, if you're really concerned, is to be like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, he did DM me. I can show you the DMs or not, like to see if you're okay with them. And Tasha could be like, no thanks, but thank you. I'm gonna stick with my relationship.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
But if someone literally is like, he's DMing everyone and we had no idea about you, I'd be like, well, I trust Nick immediately, no questions.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It was weird.
It looked bad, Bria, but good luck.
I
Okay,
enjoyed
so
this conversation
I
though.
love
Really gave me
this. They gave
everything
me
I wanted.
shit. They gave me what I wanted.
I was shocked
So
at how calm Tasha was though.
I
Like
loved it
I was
though.
expecting her to be upset, not
I
like
loved
meltdown or
it.
anything. Yes, I was taken by surprise by her calmness, and
I
it was a
loved it.
breath of fresh air compared
There
to like
was
other reality
something
moments.
very like, we love a good cool girl that's not trying to be a cool girl.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me Ariana vibes from Vanderpump Rules before she
Yes.
was a regular, when people were just
Mm-hmm.
coming for her and she's like, why are you coming for me? And
I
you're
want
like, but
Tasha
why
on
are
this show.
yeah, I'm here with Tasha, weirdly. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
party starts to wind down. All these people we never saw again leave. Simon did change his clothes after the pool. He looks fly. And then
Man.
Jasmine and Silas talk, and Jasmine opens up about how there are things that work for them, but it sounds foolish when she's like going through all the things Silas is mad at. Like it sounds
Mm-hmm.
foolish to her. And Silas says he just wants acknowledgement. And Jasmine's like, okay, but you're blaming me in the process. Like if you want your feelings
Yes.
acknowledged, great. But
We can
don't
talk about
say
the
it's
issue.
because of me. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know if he realizes it, but it comes off as him wanting to like grill her, like burn her at the
Yeah.
stake, like for every little thing she may mess up while they're on this vacation.
Yes. Even if you're mad, right? Like Meredith, even if you do something to my shirt, let's hypothetically say I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
really mad about that. I could either be like, Meredith, what did you do to my shirt? Or I could be like, hey Meredith, like I'm upset right now.
Yeah,
So
can we
what
talk
happened to
about
my
it?
shirt? And
Yeah.
you could be like, oh, I ruined it. And instead of me being like, fuck you, I could be like, can you buy me a new shirt? Because I really like the shirt and I'm upset.
I don't think Silas actually wants acknowledgement in the way of saying like,
No.
"Hey, oh yeah, sorry,
He
your
wants
breakfast was
Jasmine to be like,
late.
I am
I'm
so sorry,
so
master.
sorry."
I am the
Yes,
worst.
because he never
How
really lets her
dare.
like fix things too. Remember with the like Tide pen situation, like she needed a minute to go fix it, and he would
Also,
not let her.
that would have been nice, right? If my pants are ruined, but the person that ruined them is like, I'm gonna get a Tide to Go pen and they'll be fixed. I'd be like, okay, thanks. Instead of being like,
Mm-hmm.
no, actually, you're not
I
acknowledging. It's
told
like,
you
no,
not to even touch it with that, so like get away from them.
I'm acknowledging you're upset, but I'm gonna fix it. That's me
Yeah,
acknowledging that you're upset.
a hundred
Instead of being like,
percent.
I'm so sorry, master, please give me 10
You
spanking.
saying
Whatever
master
fucking it is. That's
gives
what
me
he
stress.
wants.
I know.
That's what
I
he
know.
wants.
Ugh.
That's what he fucking wants. Anyway, so Jasmine does say we need a therapist.
Uh,
And I was like, thank you.
good luck with that. You think this man's gonna go to a therapist? No,
I think if it's a woman, because if it's a men can't serve men, so
they're not
it's a
gonna do
woman's
well
job.
because the thing is like for therapy to work, in my opinion, everybody else may not take this, but I think everybody needs an
Both.
individual therapist, and then you need a third party marriage therapist because you can't have one therapist taking sides, being your own therapist. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of work that has to be done for people to melding two households together and like how people were raised is really difficult. Like I give them that. They're melding two different lives together, but it's going to take real work, and Silas is not the type to do the work in the relationship.
Um, I agree. He's not going to do any work. He's not going to care if his routine's not met.
Yeah. He'd be like, yeah,
Whatever.
you go to therapist and report back on how you're going to be a better wife to me.
He's my nightmare. Anyway, okay, so now Silas says they're both just treating the routine like it's a necessity and not
I
an option. And that's what their problem is.
know that they need to treat it like a necessity.
Oh, even worse.
He's saying like
truly.
she's treating all of her responsibilities like it's just like fun for her to do for him and not her job. And I was like,
Oh,
sir,
even worse. Truly even worse than
like
I
she's
thought.
not meeting
That's
expectations because she doesn't look at it as a need. She looks at it as like an option for her
I
to
am
do it, or like a want for him
horrified.
to have breakfast at 8 a.m. when in reality it's a requirement.
Like when I tell you I hate this man, I don't think I can say
I don't
enough.
even treat my own employees whose things are actually a need, not a want, like this.
I'm at a loss of words. So the housemates come over because they see
Thank
that this is
God.
happening.
They're like, let's not talk now. Fun, talk tomorrow.
They're like, we're here to get you. Please talk tomorrow. We're done. Goodbye.
Yes.
This conversation's
We have
over.
one last night here.
So then we do shots. Alex and Summer talk. Alex says he's here to make people feel, and Summer knows. Summer can
They're
feel
like
that off
vibing.
him.
Yeah, they're like, wow,
They're
we're into the
vibing
same
is the
things.
only way to put it. Like what you think when a weird white surfer says I'm vibing, that's this.
They're like,
happening
we're on the
here.
same wavelength. Like we both
Yeah.
love to meditate.
He does say pretty smooth. He's like, when you come to New York, hit me up. I was like, dope. We'll get
Got so excited about this.
Tell me what to do. Yes.
This is giving me excitement for where are people going to be in season 2. Like, have they seen each other?
Yeah. And so Summer's basically like, something's here. So we'll like see what happens. And I'm like, ooh, a little spice. I love this. But like to look at each other and be like, we both feel the wave. I was like,
this would make me so happy if I met a boy where I was like, yeah, we're on the same page here.
Yes. This was fun though.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amir and Jordan talk. Their friendship has really blossomed. They're really close friends. And Amir, he understands he's in the friend zone, but I think he's okay.
I know. This was the hope of my season is like, I need a romantic interest to root for. And these two are the ones I was rooting for. I'm glad we got the Alex Summer talk beforehand because I would have been just solely disappointed without anything.
I'm happy though these two are friends because I still think it could happen. Here's the thing that I realized too in this moment. Amir is so sad about being in the friend zone, but it's like he has only known Jordan for 14 days.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
He doesn't know her, right? He came in on day 1 and he's like, she's hot. I'm gonna get to know her.
Yeah.
But he what if he hated her personality, right? So it was like Jordan is the opposite where she's like, I want to get to know him and then maybe I'll like him. So I think
Amir
be the
Carl and Lindsay of Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
Well, not only that, this is a slow burn. I love a slow burn. I think this could be
a healthy version of Carl and Lindsay where they get it right the first time.
Not even that because they hooked up and broke up.
Yeah. So
I would go like hear me out for Summer House because this is the only other thing. Like a slow Craig and Paige where it's like they know each other, they're friends, they run into each other, they keep in touch, they learn about each other. I'm sure Craig the first time he met Paige was like, I want a bone. And
those two were always in relationships, so this might speed up.
This is the one we want in the sense that they start out as friends. There's actually no one that's really started out as friends and then took like a real go immediately almost. Like you build it and go into it. Carl and Lindsay were like, we're forever friends. We finger banged. Goodbye.
Friends.
I hate it.
Engaged.
But I think this could work out. This was great.
I have hope for the future, but I'm not putting the pressure on them.
I'm not pushing it. I just love a slow burn. And if I would rather them stay friends forever than me see them break up. I would die. I don't want it.
Agreed.
So Bria says to Simon, Why'd you leave me alone with Milo?
I
And
I was
and
confused.
drunk Simon says, Bria, that was not an option. And I don't know where we're going with this, but
So
basically what
confused
I
at what's going
gathered, I
on.
just would rather gather my information at the top so we know what we're arguing
Yeah.
about. Bria says she told Simon to watch Milo, but then he walked away, but Simon's drunk, so he doesn't remember that. I think that's the problem.
Well, then we come
So,
back around to the words used.
oh, yes. Where she's like, okay, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So they talk. Simon says he's on vacation and they're arguing in the dark, like on the side of the house. You
That
can't
was the
really see
best
either of them.
because you can't see them, but they're obviously mic'd up, so we like get
Yeah,
all
it's
the audio.
hilarious. So Summer goes to check on them. They're arguing about Milo. Did or did she not ask him to use or to watch the dog? And Bria goes inside and leaves Summer and Simon outside and walks into the house and tells the house that Simon's not welcomed here tonight.
I was like, whoa, 0 to 100, because he wouldn't watch the
Listen,
dog for a second. Like he's
he
out
was
of here.
like,
These people might kick him out.
we are all drinking alcohol. Here's my other thing is like we are all too tired and too drunk to make sure Simon gets out of the house.
And this man isn't from this country. Like we can't do this to this person.
I think to say like keep him out of my bed, I'm pissed at him, or like keep him away from me. But to literally be like, get him out
he's
of the house.
Unwelcome here. I was like, don't do that man dirty. Let him stay the night.
Right? If he did something horrible, like hit her, God forbid, or like something bad, and she's like out of the house, fine.
100%.
But if she turns to the house and goes, he did not watch Milo, he's out of the house, I'd be like, what are you talking about, Bria?
All these people do not like Milo, they're not on your team on this anyways. They're going to be like, that doesn't make sense, Bria. He can spend the night here.
So Summer then goes to talk to Simon outside to understand what's happening. And Simon is very drunk as he tries, and foreign, so he tries to tell it. And Jordan goes to check on Bria. So she leaves a mirror. She's like, BRB. And he knows. You can see in his face, he's like, I was just having fun.
Got in the way of us talking.
So Summer gathers that Bria wants Milo to watch, or Bria wants Simon to watch Milo. Yes. But Simon didn't know, and now he's feeling disrespected that Bria would just yell at him about it.
He then talks about the words used, and he's like, well, she didn't ask me to watch Milo.
Oh, she told me. Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. We're really yelling about this stupid dog that everybody knows I hate.
But now Bria is upset because Summer is checking on Simon, and that's apparently where Summer's loyalty lies.
Which I'm like, how did we get to that?
Girl, you left her out there.
Yes.
She was like checking on both of you, and you were like, bye. And so what's she gonna do? Look at Simon and go, bye. Like, if she's friends with both, or she's not beefing with either.
No, yeah.
She goes out. What are you guys arguing about? Bria's like, see you never. I would turn to the dude too and be like, so what's going on?
Yes. It's not like it's Jordan who was inside talking to Amir, sees Bria storm in and goes out to Simon. Like you said, Summer was already out there.
We were left there. And also, you've just made it clear that you're not going to tell me what the issue is. So I'm going to try and understand what the issue is.
100%. And I don't think Summer's being nosy. Well, I don't think she's being overly nosy. Like, just trying to get the drama. She's being helpful.
If they said, don't ask and don't get involved, fine. But she just was like, then don't watch the dog. And I'd be like, so what's going on?
What's going on here? How can I help?
Yeah. So we take more shots. We're turning up. Bria. So we do turn up. We have a really fun time. We're having this fun party.
Which I was like, so confused about. I was like, all right, I guess we're fine.
We're having a good party. Simon, though, is told by Bria, like, we're going to leave so we can go talk. And he doesn't want to leave, though. He's partying. And so Bria then calls her mom, that's my favorite, to tell her that Simon jumped in the pool with his clothes on. And Bria's mom laughs, which makes Bria even more mad. This is equivalent to Bria being like, why is Mariah even here? And everyone's like, what are you talking about?
Everybody's partying at the bar.
It's just like a random, like, Simon jumped in the pool with all of his clothes on. And Bria's mom's like, that's funny. And she's like, it's not funny,
embarrassing.
Mom. And she's like, do you love him? And is he nice to you? And she's like, yes, but he's embarrassing. And she's like, okay. Bria's mom is literally like so someone loves you too much, but like did one thing that didn't even hurt anyone else. He just looks
No.
stupid and he's
Yeah.
drunk. So yeah, Bria's mom is totally Team Simon, which makes Bria mad.
It's so to the point where she's not only like telling Bria to calm down, she's like, Bria, you're embarrassing him.
The thing, yes. And my favorite is like it was a party, he read the vibe wrong and he jumped in the pool.
Yeah.
Bria's acting like we just came from a funeral and he went into that pool to try and cheer everyone. Then I'd be like, what is your thought process?
I cannot believe Bria is so mad about quite a few different things, but I mean, I guess we can attribute it to alcohol, but still, like, I feel like she's making leaps and bounds to be upset.
Also, we did not discuss the Milo issue, which is what I thought we were fighting about.
We somehow are now talking about the pool incident, not the fight we had outside about Milo.
I don't know what's happening. So Simon comes in the room and Bria yells at him to get the fuck out so she could talk to her mom. And you know Bria's mom is like, can you put Simon on, please?
Which also, Bria asked Simon to talk. So what do you want here?
Yeah, he was probably actually good point coming in to be like, you asked
can't do anything wrong.
So
or
Summer
can't do anything right.
Yeah, Summer then knocks on the door and Bria's like, don't come in my room. And Summer's like, I'm in your room now. And Bria's pissed.
I was like, don't come in. You just shouldn't. If somebody says don't come in and they're drunk, why are we starting shit?
Bria then calls her fake. And now Summer's mad and won't leave. And they're yelling. And Summer is the one to throw hands first. And Bria goes in then. So
and later,
Summer,
like tomorrow or either later or tomorrow, Summer says something about like Bria got in her face. She did not. That angle we got from the corner, I don't think Bria got in her face. Like, did not deserve this at this point.
Summer pushed, right? Bria was yelling, get out of my room. Summer, though, pushed after Bria called her fake. And then Summer walked away, but Bria was fucking fighting. Bria was trying to fight.
A tussle, of course, in the doorway, so we don't really have good footage of it. I just saw Bria's legs, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, she was wild. And so Summer, she goes back to the pool house and she talks to Alex and she's so mad. And then Simon missed the whole thing because he's downstairs because Bria kicked him out of the room. So he's sleeping downstairs. So he missed everything. And now Bria's like, where is he? He's not my man anymore. And I was like,
again,
he is asleep.
We're done with him. I was like, jeez.
Silas asked Jasmine if he should be there in bed now. And he's like, do you want me to be honest or do you want me to say nothing? And she goes, I want you to say nothing.
Well, and he tells her that she should go check on her friend before they got into bed.
Summer.
And Jasmine goes, I don't really care.
I don't really care about it. He goes,
I was like,
do you want me
fuck you, Jasmine. Be a better friend.
I, drunk, though, would be like, I don't know or care what's happening.
Well, he's like, don't text her. Go talk to her.
I wouldn't text at all. I'd be like, I missed it. The next morning,
I would go to bed.
Like,
yeah. So I get him being like, can I be honest with you? Because I bet he was about to tell her she's a bad friend.
Okay, yeah. So he goes, can I be honest? Or do you want me to say nothing? And given the choice, she goes, I want you to say nothing. And she has now told him, and he says something anyway. But then the thing he says is, you can't talk to your husband like that.
Well, because she says, I don't want to hear anything. Like, I don't want to hear a damn thing right now. And it's the word damn that sets him off because she used a cuss word towards him. Not saying like he's a piece of shit or anything. Not calling him a cuss word just because she used a cuss word.
She used a cuss word, which was disrespectful, and he tells Jasmine to stop, and she goes, no, you stop. And Silas is arguing now about the disrespect, but Jasmine is not backing down. She's challenging this man.
Oh, my God.
So then we cut to Jordan and Amir putting Bria to bed. Oh, I love mom and dad so much. I want them married. Okay, and then... Silas is in the bathroom yelling at Jasmine now about the disrespect, and we can't really see it because the door's blocking, but we can see Simon in the mirror. And let me tell you, or Silas, sorry, Simon's downstairs. We did see Silas in the mirror, and let me tell you, I would feel unsafe in a cornered bathroom with a man yelling at me the way he looked.
The way that, like, she got up because she just didn't want to, like, argue with him, and I totally understand that. She goes to the bathroom to get space. so she doesn't have to lay next to her husband while they're mad at each other. The way he comes at her, the fact that he
Yeah.
gets out of bed to go argue with her when everybody in this house is going to bed, it really upset me more than the like
Yeah, he went
stuff from
into
this
that
morning.
bathroom and he looked scary in that mirror. I would have felt so unsafe if any man came at me this way.
That's the thing, is it's
Um,
multiple things and multiple different things. It's not like he constantly just picks apart her food and that's the one thing he's on her about. I feel like
yeah,
everybody gets one thing to be a shitty person about, but he has 8,000.
and I don't like that he was blocking the door to leave the bathroom. I didn't like any of it. It was just no matter
Mm-hmm.
what he was saying, the situation, he could have been yelling at her about how beautiful she was, but the situation looked bad and I
And then the
didn't like it.
minute like he like comes out of the bathroom, he grabs his shit to like start packing. I feel like that is such a or like
Yeah.
an emotionally, mentally type of abusive thing of like, well, now I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, like permanently. I'm not even gonna go get space. I'm like out for good. Fuck you.
Yes.
Yeah, so that super sucked too. So then that's kind of how the night weirdly ends. I also just want to note that Preston, Jordan, and Amir didn't eat dinner because of all the fighting, so they're eating in bed. There's chicken wings.
It lifted my spirits to see them having a good time, but I was like, are we gonna hear
It
screaming all over the
it only
house?
made me feel good because then um they weren't hearing Silas, like it just probably wasn't as scary. Like I feel like they would have gotten involved, right?
There's nothing worse than being in another room hearing like people argue. It makes me so uncomfortable.
It was all bad. It was just it made me feel unsafe. I want Silas to know that if he ever listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
Sir, you made me feel unsafe in this moment. Anyway, okay, great. We love a horrible man to talk about because I hate him. Okay, so it's day 15 of 15. It's 6:35 a.m. People are up and packing. Simon is headed into Bria's room, which I was like, I hope that works out
I
well
was
for you.
nervous.
Nick took Tasha to the airport already, and I was like, wow, she must really like this man because she literally flew in from Africa and then had to go back. She didn't even like stay the day.
I know. I was confused at why they didn't leave together, but who am I?
I also was, and I was like, maybe she had a different flight from Africa. She just didn't think to coordinate. You know,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
was in Africa.
She didn't ask
Um,
him when his flight was because she was a
no,
surprise.
she was in Africa, and then he'd know.
Yeah.
You know? So, okay, so Amir's leaving. He had such a special experience. Amir, we hope you're here next year. I love you so much.
Oh.
Um, Bria and Simon talk about last night being rough. Simon does feel disrespected, and Bria's like, good, so we both feel disrespected. What do you want to do about it? And Simon's like, let's move on. And Bria's like, great, we're moving on. So they're
I
all
love
good.
this. It was a drunken fight, let's be honest. It was nothing serious. Like, let's easy breezy it.
It was fun. I liked how it was like, we're done. And Jasmine and Jason talk, or wait, no. Sorry, go up. Summer goes to find Bria, and so they go talk downstairs, and Summer's really upset that she intervened because it wasn't her business, and
Mm-hmm.
so she apologizes for trying to talk to Simon and get out of Bria's business. And Bria accepts the apology, which I thought was great because we can all
I
recognize that this was drunk.
10 out of 10, this was handled so well the day after of like Summer going to find Bria immediately, wanting to talk about it quickly, apologizing. There was no like, I'm sorry, but like you got in my face. I was
Yeah, there
provoked.
was
It was
none of
shouldn't have
that.
done it. I'm sorry. Let's be friends and move
Do
forward.
I think Summer got into like a baddish situation, but I don't think it was her fault totally because like she was just asking.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but I think the part that it got bad was when she went into Bria's room to try and
Yes.
explain what happened,
Yeah.
which is unnecessary. Okay, so then Jasmine and Jason talk. Jasmine is done fighting with Silas, and Jason asks if Jason asks if Jasmine is okay from last night, and Jasmine says she's just done. She doesn't feel connected with the man she fell in love with.
Which I'm like, I have
Ooh.
not seen a glimmer of you guys in love. Like, what are the positives here? If there are going to be negatives in a relationship, there's always going to be. Like, we're not
Yeah.
perfect humans, but where are the positives that make you want to be around this man? What are the things you fell in love with him about? Like, I don't see any of that. And that was honestly probably what concerns me most. Like, we see couples fight a lot on Bravo shows. You
Yeah.
have to have some good to outweigh the bad.
Anything.
Something.
So this made me sad, but okay, so I got kind of sad at the end when they were all leaving, but they all
Mm-hmm.
signed that book, and like, of course, Silas and Jasmine are the last ones because
They're the
that's
fucking
it.
planners of the house.
But it was a good season, and we end, and they all go back to, I assume, New York. And just so we can talk about it, Silas and Jasmine are still married. I looked it up.
That I knew, and I think that's what I spoiled for you. But
I saw. I also saw Bria and Simon are still together,
yay!
and I think everyone else was kind of hard to read. I actually don't know about Nick and Tasha.
He does not put her on his social media, he said. So, like,
I
to be
know,
honest, to
yeah.
not have her on there is consistent, which doesn't make me feel that weird.
I mean, it was fine. Okay, but what do you want to do? Do you want to read our stuff, or do you want to do fun not fun, or
Let's do fun, not fun, and then
okay?
read some podcasts by the people.
Okay, you go first.
Not fun. I'm going Silas. I can't even talk about this anymore. Between watching the Barbie movie, this show, and then we're filming this early, and so recently the Below Deck Australia stuff came out, or Down Under, whatever it's called. I am
Yes,
just having a really hard time with
a
men.
hard time with men
So
right now.
I just can't really even go through this again.
Okay,
But Silas.
I just also need to agree on that one. I can't like comfortably give my unfun to anyone else when this man actually drove me goddamn
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
When you make me feel uncomfortable sitting on my own couch, that's like a really hard thing to do. Not like secondhand embarrassment uncomfortable, like truly unsafe, I hate you vibes.
It was bad. It was bad to say the least. Okay, who's your fun? Sorry, I'm just doing the last minute tally on all of this.
No, you're
But go
good.
for it. Go for it. Who's your fun?
Man, I think there was a lot of positive, within this group. I always love a good finale, especially Summer House ends it on typically a happier note. I'm going Jordan. I feel like after a tough
Ooh,
episode and a tough kind of season few days, I love how happy she was in this. I love her having a real conversation with Jasmine finally and feeling connected to her friend, having that friendship with Amir, and the trio of Preston, Amir, and Jordan is just top notch. I need more of that content. People always say they hate
agreed.
like Sarah and Paige sitting in their bed, but I actually love content like that. I feel like it feels normal. So give me more bedtime. These are the bed girls in a sense
The
on this
bed
season.
girls. I wanted more bed girls for sure.
Yeah.
I did really like the bed girls. Okay, speaking of the bed girls, I'm picking Amir.
I
I
love
really enjoyed
him.
him this season. I thought he was an absolute sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that just like everything about him screamed like just so nice. And I
Yeah.
do really like I said, whether him and Jordan date, stay friends, I would rather have them be friends for all of eternity
Mm-hmm.
than break up and like break my heart, because I think they're just such like a good wholesome duo, you know?
I agree.
Okay, I'm on the last tally. Hang on, Brian, Silas. Okay, who do you think was most blocked for the season? Or not blocked, not fun, let's say.
Silas, he has to.
Yeah, he won in a landslide. He had 8 times.
Only 8. That's a 50%
Well,
blocking, though. We often would not double block him, though.
we don't double block. So every episode I think he got blocked at some point. So everyone else, the next max was 2, so he won by a
Oh
landslide.
my god. There weren't too many
Yeah.
bad moments.
No, Phil got 2, but he was only on like 2 episodes, so that
He was on like one whole episode. We double blocked him on that episode, I believe.
he got double blocked. Okay, but okay, who do you think was most fun? I don't think you're gonna get it.
I really am gonna say Bria.
No, nope, not even. She's like tied for 3rd.
Oh damn.
Our most fun.
Amir?
He's 2nd.
Okay.
Do you want to go for first?
Shanice? I don't
No,
know.
it's Jordan.
Oh, I don't
Jordan
know why, but I was
5.
thinking of all the like fringe characters I wouldn't guess in a sense because I was
No.
like, there's no way
I
Jasmine
thought you were
got it.
going to do Amir first and then
Mm,
Jordan, which was right. Yeah, so Jordan got 5 times and Amir got 3 and then the next highest is 2
nice.
by a few. But we can say that Silas never got a fun. Never
Obviously.
once. Neither did Phil, but I think everyone else kind of did. Alex never got a fun, but that's not surprising. And like Summer and Jason weren't even
They're
included
just
in
there.
our. They were literally never included. So, okay, let me do Patreon by the people. Let me
Yeah,
pull
let's
it
hear
up.
it.
Okay, so all I just said was, "What'd you think?" Excited
Hmm.
for season 2. And Tierney said, "Love the show. I'm so glad they picked up a season 2 and even more excited that I can now give my thoughts without worrying about spoilers." Yes,
Yes.
you're welcome. Well, we're up to date. Tell us what you think of the couples. Great. Kirsten said, I loved it. It was a great cast, although could have done without the married couple. The fight at
Hmm.
the end was so odd to me. Why does everyone push Bria? I'm glad Jasmine started not taking Silas's shit. I'm really curious about how last year went, and especially the last few months of the show airing. I
Yeah.
don't know when he left on his deployment, so maybe he wasn't around for most of the airing. Oh.
I didn't know he
He
was
still had to see
deployed.
it, man. I wouldn't go on a second season of the reality show
And
unless I knew what I looked like
you
in the
get
first.
it like emailed to you. You don't, it's not like you
Yeah.
have to see it on the show or like on air. They get them sent to, I
What
don't
if he
know,
got
through Dropbox or
his whole
something.
like platoon or like army
Can
friends and
you
he's like,
imagine?
"Guys, it's my premiere.
Gather
Let's watch all
around.
the episodes." And they're just horrible.
Oh my
Oh man,
god.
embarrassing. Okay, and then Lauren said, I've thoroughly enjoyed the show, oftentimes more than I enjoyed the most recent season of Summer House. Wasn't hard to do. That
Same.
season's trash. I have a theory about Jasmine that was made. Wait, I have a theory about Jasmine that has made her, quote, I need to learn how to be Mary Jasmine around my friends, unquote, make more sense. Ooh, are you ready?
Ooh.
Normally, okay, hang on. Let me get it together. Normally, you do the dating to serious dating to engaged to married
Mm-hmm.
process while hanging out with your friends. The ways
Yes.
in which you hang out with your friends evolve as the relationship evolves, so nothing feels that different after you're married. However, Jasmine and Silas started dating during the pandemic and they got married when society was still getting back to quote unquote normal.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine doesn't seem to have hung out with her friends during that time except when Silas was deployed. So the rhythm of the friendship was just like old times.
Oh.
So this time in the house is the first time that she was hanging out with her friends after she was in a serious relationship and Silas was around. She spent those 2 weeks figuring out how to be there for her friends, like she always has been, but also being a partner she had been to the jackass Silas. It still sounds like a dumb thing to keep repeating and as seriously as she makes it seem, but I feel like it made a little more sense after putting that together.
Yeah, because at first I was like, oh no, they got married in right before, like 3 months
Yes.
before this. But if he was deployed, yeah, she got to live two, best of both
Separate
worlds lives where
lives.
it's like she's this committed partner and this single, in the friend sense,
Yeah.
girl.
And it sounds like the friends have never gotten a chance to be within Silas's company. So they
Yeah.
don't know him. So it's basically like if your friend came and was like, I met this dude on vacation, now we're in love and engaged, and you're like, who is this man? That's what they're
Yes.
feeling. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a great show. I'm excited for season 2. Look out for my tweets. I
Oh
mean,
my
when once this
gosh.
comes out, I mean, my tweets will be long gone, but I'll put them on the Instagram permanently so we can always look back
Yeah,
on
you
our
can
fun times.
look at the highlight reel of it
They'll be
all.
great. What a great show. Cancel
I
Summer House and Winter House. Do this instead for a little bit.
I'm all on board Martha's Vineyard. Love this crew.
10 out of 10. Thank you for being patient with us as we couldn't do 3 shows all at once. We did this one a little
Yes.
later, but it was still live as we could do it. We will be back with, I'm sure Winter House will be premiering soon. And then don't forget Vanderpump has a season 11, so we have that. And Summer House, I'm sure.
Season 8.
Uh yeah, season 8 was because we did see footage of them filming. So basically round 2 again, I don't know if we're gonna do old seasons. I cannot promise you, but we will try our best. because
Just
it's all
stay tuned to
coming.
the Instagram. That
No
tells you
matter
all.
what, something will be coming out. Just
That is
that's
true.
it.
That
That's
is
it.
true.
But thanks again for being on this journey with us.
Thanks, guys. Bye.